the project that's going to connect Victorville to Las Vegas.
Hi, and welcome everybody to the Housing Tips. It's the show where we talk about housing information, housing news, and everything in between. I'm your host, Eric, and joining me today is my co host, Jesse. How are you today, Jesse?
I'm like a home with some distance from the city. Plenty of room to stretch out, but you'll need a good playlist for the drive.
Well, speaking of a little bit of a drive and a commute, that's actually today's topic of today's episode. It's another secondary episode from a previous video we made called Hidden Gems, Affordable Locations to Purchase a House in California. What is the location today that we're highlighting today?
The location is Victorville. Victorville is about 90 minutes from LA. The median home price is around 375. And shout out to I have a family out in Victorville too. Um, a lot of people ask me like, "Hey, what are places? What's like a hidden gem in city?" I'll give them the details. I'll give them the information. Will they listen? Up to them. But then later, 4, 5, 6 years from now, then it's like, ooh, I should have listened. So, gonna give some details about Victorville, how you should invest into Victorville now. Then later, you'll see the appreciation. So, let's say like late 90s, homes in Victorville were between 80 to 100K. Like already just that information should just be like, boof, that's crazy. Right now, median home price is like around 375. If I told you, Eric, you buy a house in for 80K, it'll be worth 375 in like 10 to 15 years. What would be your thoughts, your reaction?
Oh, definitely. I would totally make that investment. However, it is one note to put though, is that
Yeah.
Victorville was more of a farming community. It was more
Mhm.
way out there. But exactly like you said though, at that time in the 90s, it was more of a farming community, just like the Fontana, Rancho areas, San Bernardino areas, which we talked about in other previous episodes. I'll put a link up there for everyone to view if they would like to see it. Is during that time it was mostly just farm country, cow country, and exactly like you said, is you could purchase a house for relatively affordable. But between the 90s and now, and your house going from 80,000 to $300,000-$400,000, that is quite a big jump.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, in the 50s and the 60s, that's when it started to really like barely start to really grow and urbanize, and Victorville saw changes that there's been a boom in the high desert region, and it's attracting a lot of people to the area, especially then when they built the Interstate 15, then it made it more accessible. So then it just growth became even more. But if I tell you about like certain areas like Spring Valley Lake, that's a private community. It has access to like it's a man-made lake, golf course. There's so many like luxury options and appeal for like families, for retirees. There's also like Eagle Ranch. That's like newer construction homes, family-friendly amenities, good choice for first-time buyers, even investors too, looking for like stable long-term rental income, good community areas that people want to be in. And I think the other area of like El Mirage Dry Lake Bed, I think I just put that because of me. I love to go off-roading. I'm a adventure seeker, so I've been there dirt biking, ATV riding. There's a huge community of people that um, go out that way just to go and ride at El Mirage Dry Lake Bed. So, what if your property is like on an Airbnb or a rental where people can go out, have fun over the weekend, and then be nearby and stay at the house? So that's another like huge plus for Victorville. But my biggest tip is the future of the Brightline West High-Speed Train, the project that's going to connect Victorville to Las Vegas. This will be the first like high speed train that we've ever had. And you're not going to tell me property values are just going to skyrocket. It's supposed to complete by 2028. That's 3 years. Like right now, this year and next year, if you were to lock in a property in Victorville in the next couple years, things are gonna go crazy. I could go from Victorville straight to Las Vegas. Like, sign me up. I'm in.
No, definitely. As someone who loves going to Las Vegas, One of the biggest things is I hate to drive to Vegas. On land, it's not that far away. With the drive, it's only supposed to be 3.5, 4 hours, but
Never is.
realistic, it never is. There's always traffic, especially if you leave on a Friday, you're going towards Vegas, and then when you're coming back on a Sunday, it's terrible. So just having that option of traveling from Victorville or the Inland Empire area directly to Vegas and just sitting, not having to worry about traffic, not having to worry about anything, and just get to enjoy the scenery for 4 hours. I don't know. That sounds very interesting. I think Victorville might be somewhere that is definitely moving up on the list.
Yeah, for people that say, "Hey, like I'm not used to the area or I'm used to being in LA and a lot of amenities." Then think about, okay, being in Victorville, lower price point, and then having accessibility of a bullet train to a city in a different state that has all of the amenities and all of the activities and things that you're wanting to do in an hour and 15 minutes where you don't need to drive. You don't need to worry about all that stuff and just pack your bags and just kind of go. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to just probably scoop a property over there, man. If you guys are not listening to me, if the listeners aren't, I'm gonna just jump and beat everyone to it.
No, that is a fantastic thing to think about. And honestly, too, we definitely want to hear from the viewers as well. Is Victorville somewhere you would consider, or is there another city that you're looking at? We would love to do a deep dive on it. One of the ideas that I'm thinking about for a future video is maybe the area of Palm Springs. In the 1940s and 50s, that place was seen as a desert hot spring, somewhere fun to go. But recently, people have been scooping up properties and turning them into Airbnbs now. For it seems like for years now, you see it all over social media. People purchasing a Palm Springs house, fixing it up, putting on Airbnb. But would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below of what are some areas that you think we should do a future deep dive on. But as always, I want to thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. But until then, thank you so much and have a great day.